There's something inside you that you've already sensed, a strange feeling, hard to put into words, as if your soul is trying to speak, but your mind stubbornly keeps it silent. You wake up with a weight on your chest, an anxiety with no clear cause. Everything seems fine on the surface, but inside, it's not. You feel like something needs to change, but you don't know what or where to even start. And maybe, just maybe, this discomfort isn't a problem. Maybe it's a calling. Because when your higher self tries to communicate and you don't listen, it begins to whisper louder. Strange coincidences, repeating dreams, a disconnection from everything, thoughts that aren't really yours. You feel it, but you doubt. You know it, but you run away. But now it's time to remember, your higher self has never given up on you. And in this video, you're going to recognize the 10 signs it's been sending all along. Signs you can no longer afford to ignore. Have you ever had that feeling of living on autopilot? The days go by, tasks get done, conversations happen, and yet something inside you whispers that something is wrong. It's a strange sensation, as if you're present but not whole, as if your soul is trying to pull you toward a path your mind hasn't yet understood. Sometimes it's just a light discomfort, almost imperceptible, but other times it's a deep, silent unease that lingers even when you try to ignore it. You wake up, take a deep breath, look around, and think, everything's fine, but why does it feel like it's not? This is the first sign, a subtle, almost invisible alert, but a powerful one, feeling that something isn't right, even when everything seems normal. It's your higher self gently calling you, showing that the path you're following might no longer be yours. Then comes the second sign. You begin to hear different thoughts, short phrases popping up out of nowhere, like a quiet inner voice saying, "Go, change. This place is no longer for you." These are the whispers of your intuition. They don't shout or plead. They simply appear as if coming from a higher place, a place that already knows what you're yet to discover. But we don't always listen. And when those first signs are ignored, the universe starts to speak louder. It uses ways you might not expect. Small situations, people, emotions that show up to try and catch your attention. What was once a whisper becomes a call that's hard to ignore. You try to carry on with life. You try to act like everything is under control. But then, those strange things start happening. Too many coincidences. Situations aligning in ways you can't explain. You think of someone, and they appear. You check your phone, and there's the exact message you needed. You glance at the clock, and there are those same numbers again, and then you feel that shiver, not in your body, but deep in your soul. This is the third sign from your higher self, synchronicities. They are not coincidences. They are reminders, calls, small cracks in reality, showing you that something greater is operating behind the scenes of your life. But when you don't listen, the universe insists, and it goes deeper. You begin dreaming of the same images, the same people, the same situations, as if your unconscious mind is trying to deliver an urgent message. And it doesn't matter if the dream seems confusing. You wake with the feeling that it meant something, as if there's a hidden code inside. This is the fourth sign, recurring dreams. They're not random. They are portals. While your mind sleeps, your higher self tries to show you what you haven't yet dared to see awake. And then comes the fear. Because deep down, you start wondering, am I ignoring something that could change my entire life? Are you trying to fix a life that actually needs to be rebuilt? Perhaps the discomfort you feel isn't a mistake. Maybe it's just the beginning of awakening. That strange sensation hitting your mind, confused thoughts, ideas popping up out of nowhere. They seem to make no sense, but they're not just a glitch in your brain. In fact, it's the fifth sign that your higher self is trying to communicate with you. These thoughts, they're like coded messages, slicing through the fog of your routine, taking you beyond the obvious. They show up to pull you out of autopilot, to make you question everything that once seemed normal. But the warning doesn't stop in your head. Your body speaks too. And when you start ignoring persistent pains, recurring symptoms, constant fatigue, that's the sixth sign. Your body trying to scream, even if you'd rather shut your eyes to it. It's a call for attention, an alert that something is out of balance, and you can no longer pretend everything is fine. Alongside this comes a deep sense of disconnection. The seventh sign, like you're walking around, but somehow far from yourself, distant from your essence, disconnected from what truly matters. A silent alienation that eats away at the soul, one that only the awakening of consciousness can heal. It's a moment of intense conflict, mind, body, spirit, all crying out for change. You're not alone. It's your higher self pulling you out of the shadows, calling you to reconnect, to come back home, back to yourself. You start to notice that your relationships aren't the same anymore. People who were once close drift away, others suddenly appear, and everything seems to carry a new intensity, a new truth. This is the eighth sign. Changes in relationships. Your higher self is shifting your connections to align you with those who truly resonate with your frequency, preparing the ground for your transformation. At the same time, a creative wave takes over you. Ideas and inspirations burst like fireworks in your mind. This is the ninth sign, creative explosions. Suddenly, you see solutions, paths, and possibilities that once seemed invisible. Your spirit wants to express itself, to create, to be born anew. And the 10th sign, the desire for change. A yearning almost impossible to ignore, growing more urgent by the day. You feel the need to act, to no longer stay where you are. It's your higher self shouting for you to live the life you were meant to live, with courage, purpose, and authenticity. If you've felt any of these signs, you know what I'm talking about. And if this call is echoing inside you right now, I want you to know you're not alone. Share in the comments which of these signs touched you the most, because your experience might be the light someone else needs to find. And if you're not subscribed yet, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any step of this journey of self-discovery. The path is long, but here we grow together. Everything you've felt up to this point, the discomfort, the signs, the doubts, the changes is more than just a simple unease. It's a profound calling, an invitation from your own soul to stop, look within, and ask the most important question there is. Who do I truly want to be? This is not an easy or quick decision, because it shakes everything you've built so far. But it's essential to live a life that makes sense, that brings peace and authenticity. It's not about seeking ready-made answers or following paths that aren't yours. It's about taking responsibility for your journey, embracing what your higher self already knows, even when that truth feels difficult or frightening. It's accepting that spiritual awakening isn't a final destination, but a constant process of reconnecting with your essence. Now, the choice is in your hands. You can keep ignoring these signs, living on autopilot, or you can decide to truly listen to that inner voice that insists on speaking to you. That voice which, despite fear and uncertainty, invites you to break old patterns, to let go of what no longer serves you, and to make space for the new that wants to be born. This is your calling, your mission, an opportunity to reconnect with the purest energy within you, to live aligned with your purpose, and to manifest your best self. And believe me, you're not alone on this path. Here at QuestSoul, we are a community growing together, supporting and celebrating every step of awakening. If this message resonated with your heart, I want you to share in the comments which sign touched you the most, or which question is accompanying you on this journey. Share this energy with those you know also need to hear it, because together, our light grows stronger. The awakening begins now, and the universe is conspiring in your favor. All that's left is for you to take the next step,